This is the Kremlin, citadel of Russian communism. Looking at Russia, we might see it as a country to be studied, as we study other nations of the world. Yet we know that Russia today is regarded as a grave threat to our nation, to our freedom, to the peace of the world.
In a way, we used to always think that if we went to war, we probably wouldn't come back. When you went onto the V-Force, you knew, from the minute you set foot on it, that you were part of the nuclear deterrent and that you were going to be likely to go to war. Well, Airfix produced them, I guess, when the Vulcan was coming into operational service. I think I built it in the sort of first year I was on Vulcans. And I was given the opportunity of going on Valiants, but I was not interested. I wanted to go on the Vulcan because, I mean, the Vulcan was the sort of starship enterprise of the day, as it were. We were there to be a credible nuclear deterrent, and that meant we had targets in the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact area. You knew we wouldn't be doing a preemptive strike because that was the stated policy of the government. They would only react to a threat. Because the amount of warning that we could get from our own radars of an impending attack by the Russians was only 4 minutes. It meant that we got to be reacting very quickly to get our Air Force in the air and not be caught on the ground. You started your session on QRA by target study, secret target study in a locked vault. Well, the one thing you would know in looking at any big city like this that's got a big river through the middle, that the river is always a sort of distinctive feature, and no doubt in our planning we would be looking at the things there. So studying a place like Moscow, for instance, as an initial, very easy to find offset, we used to use Moscow University, which sat up on top of the Lenin Hills and was quite easy to find. This particular area stands out because it's deeper, wider, and then at the top of that, we've got the university itself. That would give you your initial one, and then you, because you wanted to be as precise as possible, you'd perhaps from that be able to find a nearer offset point, or even the direct aiming point for the target. But if all else failed, you'd still be able to get within a reasonable distance with your weapon. And of course, with a nuclear weapon, as you probably know, they didn't aim to sort of zip it straight into the top floor of a building. They were always programmed for air bursts, so that they would burst at, say, 2,000 or 3,000 feet. And the blast from that would cover a 20-mile radius, I should think, which tends to make life a bit easier if you're aiming for it, but not so good if you're the people down below. Nobody was under any illusions as to what we were playing with, and everybody was very, very convinced we weren't going to do it. But you knew what the effect would be. Your horizon was as far as my job is to take this thing and put it as accurately as I can where I'm supposed to do it. People used to say this to me, how could you be prepared to do that? And I said, well, I'm prepared to be good at doing it so that it won't happen. And if I'm good enough, it won't. You knew if you had to launch, you'd failed. That was it. Simple as that.